So let's talk about how one of the most familiar gadgets in our lives, the smartphone in your pocket, is becoming the hero in a massive industrial story you've probably never even heard of. This is about a piece of tech that can see, understand, and literally build a bridge from chaotic waste to a sustainable future. It's a wild one, so let's get right into it.
Right. We've all heard this line a million times, you know? For years, Google's been telling us the Pixel is all about being smart and helpful. And we think of like screening spam calls, or Magic Eraser for our photos, or getting summaries of our meetings. It's a promise we know, aimed right at us, the consumer.
Okay, but here's where we take a hard left turn. What if the most powerful, most helpful thing this phone can do has nothing to do with us personally? What if it's actually built to tackle a huge industrial crisis, a multi-billion-dollar problem that is right on the edge of a cliff?
To get how that's even possible, we gotta pop the hood. This whole story really kicks off with the Google Pixel 10 Pro and, more importantly, the brand new custom chip that makes it tick, the Tensor G5.
Now check this out. We're not talking about those small year-over-year bumps we're used to seeing. This is a massive leap. The CPU is over a third faster, which is great, but the TPU, that's the brain for all the AI stuff, is a staggering 60% more powerful. This isn't just a minor update, it's a whole new engine.
For all the tech heads out there, this table basically tells you everything you need to know. But the really critical thing to see here is the move to TSMC's 3-nanometer process. This is a huge deal for Google. It means way more power, sure, but the real magic is in the efficiency. The chip runs faster while staying cooler, and that turns out to be absolutely essential for what's coming next.
So, what do you do with all this power? You've got a literal pocket supercomputer that can run some seriously complex AI without ever needing to call home to the cloud. What is all that horsepower really for once you step off the pavement and onto a muddy job site?
And here's the problem it was built to solve. In Ontario, Canada, the entire industrial waste sector is barreling towards what people on the inside are calling the waste cliff. It's a total perfect storm. You've got landfills that are projected to be completely full by 2034, new trade tariffs blocking exports, and get this, by 2029, it will literally be illegal to just dump clean wood. We're talking millions upon millions of tons of construction debris with absolutely nowhere to go.
And here is the absolutely brilliant solution. That 60% jump in AI power? Yeah, it's not just for making your vacation photos look better. The Pixel 10 Pro becomes the brain. This intelligent link between the messy, chaotic world of construction waste on the left and this new, emerging bioeconomy on the right. The phone becomes the tool that can stand on a muddy site, look at a pile of wood, and instantly know, is this a liability that's going to cost you a fortune, or is it a valuable asset?
So how in the world does this digital bridge actually work day to day? Let's break down the system that a company called 905 Wood has built. They call it a digital refinery, and it's basically a workflow designed to turn this massive crisis into a brand new market.
Okay, at its core, it's this 5-layer system. It all starts with intake. That's where the phone's AI acts like an expert sorter, figuring out what's what right there on the spot. From there, the system handles the logistics, making sure everything moves efficiently. Then comes the really clever part, the regulatory layer. It's like having a lawyer in your pocket, a policy as code engine that automatically handles the insanely complex environmental rules, like Ontario Regulation 347. And finally, the system cashes it all in, unlocking the financial value and even generating verifiable carbon removal certificates.
So how do you get a bunch of busy construction companies to actually sort their waste? Simple. You change the invoice. The old way was just this black box bill, a giant number that treated all waste like a single expensive problem. But this new model, it pulls the bill apart. It separates the cost of hauling from the weight of the material and, this is the key, from the government levies. All of a sudden, not sorting your waste shows up as this painful, expensive line item on your bill that you can actually game and reduce to zero. It's genius.
And this is what the clients actually see. This dashboard makes it all real. You're not just looking at a bill. You're looking at a live report card. Over here, you see the actual money you're saving by sorting. And over there, you see the environmental win, the exact amount of carbon you've helped sequester. And all this data gets crunched to instantly spit out an official, audit-ready PDF, a certificate of origin.
Okay, so the system is brilliant. But how does a smartphone actually pull off this kind of heavy-duty AI analysis, especially on a muddy, disconnected construction site with spotty, if any, Wi-Fi? This is where that tight integration of software and hardware becomes so important.
The key piece of the software puzzle is something called Light-RT. The easiest way to think about it is as the supercharged, modern-day successor to TensorFlow Lite. It's the engine, the high-performance bridge that allows these incredibly complex AI models, like Google's Gemini family, to talk directly to the specialized hardware in that Tensor G5 chip.
See, Light-RT, running on the new Android 16, is just packed with tricks made for exactly this scenario. Ahead-of-time compilation means the AI is just on, instant. There's no lag. Zero copy lets the AI model see what the camera sees in real time, no slow data transfers. And then you've got these specialized engines that are built to run powerful models right there on the phone, efficiently, without ever needing to connect to the internet.
And when you put it all together, the powerful, efficient hardware and this incredibly optimized software, the result is that the Pixel 10 Pro stops being a phone and becomes something else entirely. It becomes a rugged industrial tool, a device that can run non-stop for a full 8-hour shift, making smart decisions on the fly without ever overheating or slowing down.
So what does all this really mean? Let's zoom out for a second, because this is about way more than just wood waste in one Canadian province. What we're looking at here is a blueprint for a truly verifiable circular economy.
So, here are the big takeaways. This Sentient Bridge basically invents a new business model, waste as a service, or WaaS, turning a massive liability into a revenue stream. It creates what are essentially digital product passports for waste, giving every piece of wood an unbreakable audit trail from start to finish. This makes the whole messy process legible, easy to understand, and automatically compliant, which helps secure Ontario's place as a leader in this whole new global economy.
And that really brings us to the final thought here. The phone that you have in your pocket right now is no longer just for calls and texts. It's a pocket-sized supercomputer that can understand, verify, and audit the physical world right now in real time. They've started with construction waste, so the only real question left is, which messy, complicated, and broken global supply chain is next?